When I was preparing for this sermon, I was reading the 23rd Psalm, and it never fails. When I read the 23rd Psalm, I think of a specific place in my life, an actual physical space where I have found green pasture, where I've found ever-flowing streams. And I wonder for you if that's the same. If you read the scripture and your mind automatically pictures a place that God has made safe just for you. Well, for me, it's a beautiful meadow in La Forêt, which is a camper retreat center that I grew up attending as a child. It's our Rocky Mountain Conference United Church of Christ outdoor ministry space. And La Forêt has these 3 leveled meadows surrounded by a giant circle of forest and cabins. And these big meadows look out and face west to the summit of Pikes Peak. And on a beautiful day, you can see the blue sky, the green trees, the green grass, and this beautiful mountain rising up, pointing towards the sky. I remember one time when I went to Camp La Forêt, and not all things were good. Not all things felt safe. We were kind of minding our own business as campers, having free time, I believe it was, when the fire alarm bell started ringing over by the dining hall. And when the fire alarm bell rings, it means you're supposed to do something. So our counselors gathered us campers up and took us into the meadow, which was our safe place for being when the emergency bell was ringing. Well, we were informed that some teenagers from nearby in the town had snuck onto the camp property and were smoking cigarettes over by the chapel. And someone had spotted them, and one of them leapt off of the wall of the chapel and flung their lit cigarette into a pile of pine needles. And the pine needles had caught fire, and it had scorched a small section of the wall in the chapel. Well, while all that was going on, all our counselors brought us youth to the middle of the meadow. And we couldn't, of course, see the chapel from the meadow, but we could see the beautiful mountains. We could see the beautiful trees. We felt safe in the midst of something dangerous that was going on. The only reason that we knew that there was an emergency was when the 4 or 5 fire trucks pulled up into the camp and buzzed by us to take care of the fire. In that meadow, I found safety and sanctuary. Even though in the world things were not okay or not safe. Even at home, I might not have had the best grades in school, or I was having trouble with my friends, or a fight with my 4 other brothers, or my parents about something inconsequential that I can't even remember now. But in the midst of that, I found safety and sanctuary in this physical space. I wonder for you what that space is. Can you name it? Can you paint a picture of it in your mind? If you were to describe it to another person, what is that space? What makes it a good pasture for you? A place of good and holy dwelling. I love the author and teacher Bell Hooks, a womanist who writes deeply about the power of education to transform and free us. And in her one of her latest books, Becoming, she writes about trying to find what home is. And she describes home in this way. Home is where the me of me matters. And I love the way that she phrases that. Maybe it's not a physical space, maybe it is. But home is a place where the core identity of who you are, what you believe, what you understand this world to be, your behaviors, your actions, your history, all the trials and tribulations that you have been through what you know to be true is good and holy and beloved. Home is where the me of me matters. I reflect on those words, and I wish for us in this room, in this sanctuary, to know where that home is, where we know that we matter for who we are and what we are. I think about that experience at La Forêt where I was sitting in the middle of this field and I knew that something was going on and the fire engines were buzzing past me. I think about how it relates to this morning's gospel scripture. Jesus, in the 10th chapter, talks about how there is this pasture and Jesus is the gate. And whoever enters not by the gate but by other means comes as a bandit or a thief. It certainly felt like at camp that those young teenagers who snuck onto the camp to smoke a cigarette turned out to be bandits and thieves. They came into the camp by another way, not through the front gate. But I'm sure if they had asked and said, is this something that we could be a part of, they would have been told, absolutely. In fact, they probably would have discovered that there was scholarships and adults who cared about them, who wanted them to be a part of that community, to be a part of something and not just outliers on the outside trying to sneak into experience in some small way that little piece of serenity and heaven that I call La Forêt. If only they would have asked. Rather than this being a scripture about good people versus bad people, thieves and bandits trying to break in to steal away your hearts or to take you away from God or Jesus, I see this as a scripture about healthy boundaries, about not manipulating one another, about not trying to go about things in a sideways sort of way, but rather to be upfront and honest, to communicate clearly with the gatekeeper, to communicate with the shepherd, to talk and share. See, we all have that little bandit side of us, somewhere deep within our past and our history, the things that we have said, the lies that we may have told, the mistakes we may have made, the boundaries that we may have crossed that hurt another person or even hurt ourselves. Isn't it time that we go to the gate and not sneak around to the back door? Isn't it time that we have an honest conversation and share what is really in our hearts? To talk about who we really think we are. For only in doing so can we ever find that pasture where the you of you matters, where the me of me is taken seriously, compassionately, and where I'm blessed all the days of my life, where I cannot find myself wanting for anything. See, people of God, this is the new life and the new resurrection that Jesus calls us into. Even though we may have in the past made the mistake of using the back entrance or not knowing the right door to get into, we discover a healthier and a holier way to engage in relationships with one another and with God, to be upfront and honest and direct. That is the kingdom that God calls us into. Or the phrase that I like to refer to of the kingdom. For only in authentic relationships can we ever truly know the graciousness and goodness of God. Only by being honest and forthwith with one another. Only by being vulnerable can we experience the overflowing cup, the table that is a banquet that is set before us, that we may feast even with our enemies present. That is a power that is reserved only for the graciousness and love of God, which is why we turn to God when we struggle and find ourselves a little less than honest, when we feel that we find ourselves in situations of uncertainty, of unsafety. As a young man sitting in that field in La Forêt, I knew that I could turn to my counselors and say to them in all honesty, I feel scared. And the counselor looked out at me and said, yeah, me too, I don't know what's going on. But I know one thing for sure, that we're going to get through this together. That we're where we're supposed to be right now. Isn't that a good and holy and a godly thing? And as a young man, I didn't need more than that. I knew that I was safe and secure. And I knew that one who cared about me watched over me that day. And I know that going forward, all the days of my life, that I'm never in those situations of fear or anxiety, of insecurity. Even on a Sunday morning where I wake up, and a window has been shattered in our sanctuary, and the glass spread across the pews that we sit in. I know that we have a good and loving God who sits in these pews with us, mourns the shattered glass, but provides us a safe place to be, and tells us that this is the place to be. And isn't that good? And even if that is all I know today, it is a blessing. I say thanks to God. Amen. Let us continue singing.